All right, it is December 4th. This is G with All Astrology, December 4th, 2019, and this is the Ascendant reading for Sagittarius risings. Sagittarius Ascendant, Sagittarius risings. This is your reading for December 2019, and we're going to talk about Jupiter. That's all everyone's talking about, and it can't be ignored because it's in Capricorn. It just got there. It's at 0 degrees. This is huge because there was already Pluto in Capricorn. We already have Saturn in Capricorn. We already have Venus in Capricorn. So in the month of December, we have this huge lineup, this mega stellium, I'm calling it, of planets in Capricorn, which, looking back in history, hasn't happened since the 1300. You're going to want to know where the heck this is in your life. And we know that by knowing what house it's in, what bucket it is in your life. And then we understand what that bucket means, and then we get meaning and an expansiveness and a resonation is to, oh my gosh, I get it. And then we get dates. So we understand how to work with the energetic cycles. This is your energetic frequency update, Gemini. Welcome. I'm G. This is All Astrology. If you're new here, comment your birth info below. We give every new subscriber one free high quality reading. It is not computer generated. It is a gift to you. All right? Comment your birth info below and we will hook you up. All right, let's get on with the business for Gemini Ascendant. Geminis, you have Capricorn entering into, you have Capricorn, you have Jupiter joining Venus, joining Saturn, joining Pluto. This area of your life has been under major reconstruction. Major reconstruction. This has been in your second house. This should deeply resonate. It's in your second house. Your second house is what you value. It is your values, your tangible physical values, your money, your bank account, your resources, okay? It is how you value yourself as well. So Pluto entered there many years ago. Pluto will finally be done in 2025 with that, with Capricorn, with your second house. Now, Pluto is like an 18-year transit. Holy shit. Pluto's been there for like 13 years, that means. Yeah, 13 years, 12, 13 years. So 12, 13 years ago, Pluto came in and said, we need to transform what we value, what I value as a Sag, right? I need to reevaluate what it is I value in my life. And that's going to have to do with how I value myself, how I value others, what it is about them I value. It's going to have to do with my tangible physical resources. It's going to have to do with relationships, okay? Because this is a Venus-ruled house. And Venus is all about, she likes to have relationships. Relationships that are peaceful, that are substantial, of high quality. And so we learn what it is. We acquire a new level of meaning when it comes to the word value. Some people value as having lots of physical, tangible things around them in their life. And that's to them like, look, I'm rich. For others, not so much. The physical, material, tangible world doesn't mean a whole lot to them. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Back in action. The physical, tangible stuff doesn't really add any value to their life. See, we're all different. There's no wrong and there's no right. It's just different. All right? It just is. I look at these charts and I'm like, wow, look at this person. How cool. They got this and this and this. They're different. I love different. Different is a sign that divine is here and it's unique in our individual selves. And so I get super excited about just being able to look at a new chart. It's like, wow, look at what the life, look at the energy. Look how they're living. Look how they must be living. But then I could be completely off because free will is a real factor. We acknowledge free will in a chart, but we at least understand the energies and what they mean and how they have the inclination or the possibility, the potentiality to play out in your life. So for Sagittarius, Ascendant Sag is that one who is like the seeker. I am constantly seeking. I love traveling, right? That could be a physical travel. Okay, get in the car, get in the plane and fly. That could be astral travel with the mind and the heart. You literally go somewhere else. Well, second house is going to be reevaluating you and how you do those things and if you still value those things and if your values have changed. Your money has been going through deep transformations. Now, Jupiter just entered the second house. It just joined up with Venus, which means Venus just got there about 2 weeks ago, okay? Like on the 26th of November, Venus got there. Keep this in mind. Think about this. Did you get something? Did you get a benefit? Because normally where Venus goes, you get gifts. Venus comes bearing gifts. Venus loves nice shoes. Venus loves pretty, shiny things. Venus likes money, okay? Now, her being in the second house for you, she's at home. So now Jupiter comes along. I'm telling you, please comment and let me know. You've got to be there. I want to know. Like, there had to be something material, physical, tangible, something of value that you got, but it was something you valued. Got it? So, like, you may value things differently than I do, but the point is you're getting what it is that you value. All right? So, you know, for some people, they, you know, get cash. For some people, they got a promotion. So for some people, they just got recognition. They get a promotion even though it may not come with money. For some people, it may be a gift in other ways, money from somebody else. It could be material, tangible things, okay? Whatever that is for you, it's going to be something of quality though, all right? Now, there's also this really good possibility that it definitely is linked to work because this is an earth sign. Capricorn is earth, and Jupiter joining all these other planets in Earth, right, means that if you have other planets in other Earth spots of your chart, your 6th house, you have Earth, okay? Your 10th house, you have Earth. If you are a Sag ascendant, Sag rising, you have Taurus in your 6th house, and you have Virgo in your 10th house, okay? Now remember, these are general readings. These are a whole sign, whole house reading, basically is the way I'm putting it. So if you don't know for sure, or if you're looking at your chart and you're like, oh, this is funny, this doesn't make sense to me because I only have 24 degrees of Taurus in my 6th house and I have, 6 degrees of Taurus in my 7th house. Something here is not making sense. How can this be? I don't understand it. You're right. You're not wrong. You're 100% right. These are general overview readings. Okay, I highly recommend you to either comment your birth info below and let me clarify it for you, or go below to the free links that I have, which will take you to a website where you punch in your own birth data, okay, and it will tell you, it'll actually give you the ability to pull up your own chart, and then you can see where your degrees are, because I get people who question me and say, gee, I don't get it. You said that I should have this and this and this placement, and at the same time, I have like those 5 degrees in another house. And you're absolutely right. All the houses, there's different house systems in astrology. There's a thousands of different astrological schools of thought. Okay, so for a general overview reading like this, I'm using a whole house system. But for the details, the predicative date details, the fine-tooth comb is when someone leaves me their numbers, when they actually give me their birth date, time, place, city, state, country, and I can go ahead and do a specific reading and giving people very high accurate results, predicative results, okay? And it's not necessarily me, it's astrology, all right? That's when we come to understand in our lives, everything is all astrology. All right, enough preaching. So getting back to Sagittarius ascendants, I just wanted to make sure there was a clarification on that though, because I've had other Sagittarius say things. But money, work. Now, if you have Earth in your 2nd and your 6th and your 10th houses, those are your money houses. 2nd house is my income. 2nd house is income. 6th house is my job, my routines, what I do regularly, day to day, okay? Also is pets, also is physical, mental health, also is a whole lot of other things, okay? Some of it not so positive, like enemies, hidden enemies, all that kind of crap. 10th house is my highest hopes, goals, and aspirations, how I will be recognized and acknowledged in the world. It's like, okay, you did a great job. Here's your reward. That's your 10th house, okay? It's where you work really hard to achieve something. And you have Virgo there. So it's going to be a very tangible, practical thing where you're going to have a job. You're going to be known for being the how-to, the troubleshooter. You just know how to do shit, right? That's the 10th house for you, Sag ascendant. Okay, because you have Virgo there. Virgo is the sign of knowing how to go from A to Z. Virgo knows all the steps in between to get to Z. You understand? So this is huge. This means cha-ching. This means money coming in. That second house going through this deep transformation. Now, what I want you to understand is that while you're going through this deep transformation, you've had Saturn there for the last 2 years in that same location. So it was probably like, oh, this isn't feeling really good. It was one thing when Pluto got there, but then when Saturn joined in, what Saturn does is it restricts. It slows things down. So even though I'm saying this, you might be thinking, geez, nuts. Because like the income thing hasn't been looking so good. I've been struggling. And you're right. If you had Saturn there, Saturn would have put a slow on it. It would have definitely have done that. Saturn and Pluto are going to come together in January. Now, I have other readings here, I should say I have other videos here that talk about how that looks for Sagittarius ascendants, the eclipse that happens in January, and what it means to have that happen in your second house. Basically, it means good stuff. Now, I realize it includes change, and I that's the one promise astrology definitely makes for all of us, is that nothing stays the same. It's a promise of cycles and changing. And with change, people don't normally like change. People are normally a little resistant to it. However, you are not resistant to change when it comes to this area of your life because you have Capricorn there. And Capricorn is cardinal, which means I'm ready for this, let's do it already. And so Jupiter joining the party now, okay? Jupiter is now there. Jupiter, your Jupiter cycle, Jupiter was, if you think about where it was last in Earth for you, Jupiter was sitting there in your 12th house. So for you, your Jupiter cycle begins in your 12th house, okay? And, oh wait, let's back up. I'm sorry, Sag. Begins in your, it begins, I'm sorry. I'm starting to sound insane right now. Your earth signs, your Jupiter cycle, it's your second house, your 6th house, and your 10th house. So it's your second house, your 10th house actually. Your 10th house is where you have the Virgo, okay? The 6th house is where you have the Taurus. So the Taurus says to myself, this is what I value, this is what's important to me. Then the thinking around it goes to the 10th house where it says, but this is how I'm going to do this. This is where I'm willing to work really hard and how I can actually work really hard, how I can make this happen. When it gets to your second house, Jupiter steps into the mode of Capricorn, because all those other modes I just described were Jupiter in Jupiter in Taurus and Jupiter in Virgo. And then it moved to Jupiter in Capricorn. Okay? So it begins with what I want, Taurus. Then it moves to Virgo, which is, this is how I'm going to do it, okay, Virgo. Then it moves into Capricorn, which says, now let's take action. So Jupiter went from your Taurus to your Virgo and now Capricorn, and it's saying, let's take action.